Hey everyone, today I'm going to show my 4AC assault rifle setup in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. If you aren't already, please subscribe to this channel for daily FPS content on Xbox. I'd really appreciate if you subscribed, and if you do like this video or find this video useful or whatever, please press that like button. And with that introduction out of the way, let's talk about this gun. So the way I designed this was based off the carbine the SAS British Special Forces use, called the Ultra Compact Individual Weapon, or the UCIW. So I mainly designed this off that realism. It's still really good in terms of stats. The one drawback I'd say overall is range, but I will get to that in a moment. So first of all, I want to talk about the short barrel. So the short barrel has as you can see here on screen, a 10% aim speed up and a 5% vertical recoil reduction. And while the range does take a minor hit, overall though, the range isn't the end of the world, and you can still compete pretty well, and you can do what you need to do. So for my next thing, it is the magazine, which is purely your choice. I go with the 30 round standard magazine because it makes me think a lot more before I shoot. Like, I'm not just going to shoot at multiple targets when I know I can't handle all of them, so it makes me think a bit more tactically and realistically. For my muzzle, what I usually do is I just run with this standard muzzle, because I feel like if you need to adapt to how you fight in different scenarios and situations, with that suppressor, it becomes a hell of a lot easier to do that. And next off, for the rail, personally, I choose the Peq-15 solely based off of realism. I just choose it for looks, but if you are having serious recoil and range issues, I recommend the MAL-DA, which I just switched over to here. It would give you a 10% range, less sway when you're shooting. So like the gun is just going to stay still overall, and your shots aren't going to go everywhere, which is really good about the MAL-DA. If you do need that recoil and range reduction, I really do recommend that MAL-DA. But if you do want those better looks, I'd still say the Peq-15 is still good. So for the optic next off, I personally run the PS3 Holographic sight. The main reason I chose this is because it has good visibility of the target at all times. Like, it is really easy to just see down your sight, like no matter what range you are at. If you are having range issues, I either recommend this one, which is the EXP3 G33, which is like a 1 and then a 2, a 1 and then a 2 zoom optic. The next one would be this digital sight here, and you can switch between. Personally, I recommend staying in the 1 zoom if you're going to use the digital scope. It's a lot more clean that way. 4, I think, is 2 zoomed in. And then the Leopold holo sight, as you can see here, it's a really good red dot. I'll put this out right now. I'm going to compare all the optics. So that's the Leopold that I just aimed down. Then the PS3, and then the digital scope right here. So this is the 1 zoom, like I was saying, and then if you press your right on D-pad for at spots, you would get a 4 times. Neither one of these are really too bad, if I'm being honest. I just personally prefer that that 1 zoom. So yeah, with that said, the next thing I want to go over is the stock. Me personally, I either use the IMOD stock for a ADS reduction time or a CTR. Both of them are for looks, but the IMOD does give you that good stat, so I would recommend using it. For the trigger, I just leave that alone. It's the default auto single trigger that is really crucial. I believe you can't even, no, you can. You can't put it to burst, but it's not even good that way. And finally, the underbarrel, you should use the RVG Vertical Foregrip. So with this foregrip, it gives you less vertical recoil, and while there is some more horizontal recoil, as you can see, and a less quick reload speed, neither one of those are really a big issue, I've noticed. Those really don't matter. But with that said, that is the setup I do recommend in terms of looks, in terms of everything. And for the specific, very first breakpoint gameplay I had on here, where I raided the compound, as you can see here, I did have the CTR stock. I'll equip that so that way you can see it. Yeah, but with that all said, that is my 4AC assault rifle setup in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you did enjoy this video, if this setup was at all useful for you, whether it was for the looks or for the stats or whatever, I do appreciate you viewing my video to begin with. If you did enjoy and find it useful, all that, please subscribe, like the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.